My name is Craig McClay. My official title is Advisor of Youth Engagement. I work at the Center for Promise at Boston University, and I've been doing this work in this youth engagement, community engagement space for over 30 years now. I know I don't look like I'm 31, but I've been doing it for quite a while. I believe family engagement is important for several reasons, but the most important reason is that when you are dealing with any audience of interest, it's important to involve that audience in whatever is going on that's going to have a direct impact on them. The engagement piece creates lasting, sustainable change, and I think it creates buy-in. And that is something that I feel like it drives itself at that point, right? And I think ultimately our goal shouldn't be to try to be the crutch for families or communities forever. I think our job as engagers of communities and families in this work is to foster the right environment so that families and young people can kind of take whatever it is and own it for themselves and move it into the future and change leadership that way. So I think, in terms of impact, ultimately, I think we're all trying to have some sort of significant impact, but also a lasting and sustainable impact. And I think that family engagement is a key element to that. What I would say to a school or teachers or any community that's struggling with family engagement would be several things, right? First of all, be clear about what need you're trying to satisfy, right? Just be explicit about that. If not with the people that you're working with, at least with yourself. Be clear as to why you're there. The second thing I would say is I think often people look at engagement as an ends, whereas I see engagement as a means to something else. And I come from a community organizing perspective. So like when we pull people together, like it's the immediate question is like, so what and for what? Like, so we're here, now what? Are you trying to fix me? Because I don't need to be fixed, right? So what is it that we're gonna do together? Like, I'm not here to engage you just to create another paradigm of power over you, right? I'm actually here to engage with the understanding that we're gonna work together to get this mutual interest that we share met, or this mutual need that we feel share met, right? And I think being clear about that is really important because, again, like we're here to work together, to collaborate. So the third thing kind of tied to that would be enter the relationship with the spirit of collaboration, right? Understanding that we're here to work together as opposed to competing with each other. And I think that's where a lot of these interventions fall short. And that it's like, look, we built this. It's a beautiful thing. We did this for you. And then they start begging and pleading. And then you start introducing sanctions as, well, if you're not going to do this, then we're going to punish you for not doing this, which is not the way to go. Or, hey, look, if you do this, we'll reward you, which is not the way to go. Because when you reward people, you kind of downplay the actual thing that you want them to do. And once that reward is gone, guess what? So is the behavior that you kind of fostered through that relationship. Whereas if you have it more about where you're trying to meet, then, okay, then that's lasting change, right? You can walk away. And so in that spirit of collaboration, I would also say, and this gets me into trouble a lot of times, but the goal is to work yourself out of a job. Like really, like I personally don't want anyone depending upon me for the rest of their lives or my life. Not that it's a bad thing. We can work together and maintain a relationship over time, but ultimately the goal is to build up the strengths within you, and they're already there. I'm just facilitating this process. So the fourth point would be understanding that it's a facilitator's process. It's a process of facilitating the growth and development of communities and individual students. It's not that I'm here, I got all the answers for you. It's like, no, here's the thing. Let me help work through this with you. And you're gonna do it.